Hello! Happy Thursday. I hope you're all having a great day despite some of the announcements. Everyone sort of seems to be taking different takes. So if you're not from Ontario, there was an announcement that March break in Ontario has been pushed, and there's been some real mixed feelings about it all. So a very emotional day for lots of people here in Ontario. But thank you so very, very much for joining me today, this evening. My name is Shannon, and this is Paper Delights, and I come on every evening, Monday to Friday at 7 o'clock, and quite frankly, it's one of the few things that has kept me safe, sane, and safe during all of this. So thank you so much for joining me, because without you guys, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. And, you know, it's always more fun to share projects with others. And so thank you for allowing me to do that with you guys. I do appreciate it. And I'm so grateful when you share and like the posts and make comments. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me wanting to create and share it with you guys. So thank you so very, very much. So yesterday we did some stamps, some cards with the Simply Succulent, and sort of talked about some of the blending and some of the combinations, as you can sort of see in this one here, and playing around with some of the Stampin' Blends, right? I'm going to bring the camera down a smidge so you can see a bit more. There, hopefully I didn't make any of you guys feel too ill. I apologize. So I can see in my screen in front of me how different they look from a distance versus how they look when they're up close. So for example, this one here from a distance looks really quite dimensional, but when I bring it up closer, you can see that the outline looks a lot more defined. And so sometimes you really need to take a step back from some of your work and see it from a different perspective or a different angle, and that might change how you might feel about it, right? When I had it up close, I was like, oh, I don't like it, it's too pronounced. But from farther away, I absolutely love it. Like this purple one here, from far away, you can't really see all the detail, but again, up close, you can see how some of the tips are more of that purpley shade, right? So sometimes changing perspective can really help how we view the work that we do, right? So I've really liked how this has turned out. Like I said, now that I've had some time to look at it from a different angle. So today I only have 2 cards for us this evening, because I must admit I was one of the ones that was not happy about the change, and so I was having a little pity party earlier. But we're all good now. Nothing that a bag of salt and vinegar chips and pizza from Willie's can't fix. So you know, the usual. So this one I did yesterday. I made my purple ones just a little bit darker, because again, like when I saw from this one, I really liked it, but from a distance you couldn't see the purple. So this one I made it a bit darker. I really liked how the yellow was punchier in this one here, so I made this one with a brighter yellow. And this one here I did with the shaded spruce with the light cherry cobbler, but in this one here I went for more of a neon in contrast with the yellow. So this is Granny Apple Green, so it's just like a brighter green. So a really fun set if you like coloring and doing color blends and things like that. It's a really fun set to do with that. So I will show you real quick on one of these little guys how I did the dimensional aspect of it. So for this one here, I did dark yellow. So I went with a dark Daffodil Delight. and I did the whole flower, focusing that I really wanted to get right to the edge of the flower, because that's where we're going to keep the yellow exposed, so to speak, right? Was right at the edge there. Then I chose a green. So whatever green you happen to have kicking around your house, I'm going to use the Mossy Meadows because I really like the Mossy Meadow ones. So this is the light Mossy Meadow. And what I did was I went from the base and I'm sort of drawing, I'm kind of going around in like a loopy kind of like that. So I'm just sort of doing a loop. I'm not worrying too much about coverage, right? Because I kind of want it to blend with the yellow. So I'm just doing a bit of a loop. So there. So that's what it looks like with just two colors. Then I go in with my darkest one and I'm going to do an even smaller loop closest to the base. And that's it. Honest to goodness, that is it. That is all. There you go. And just like that, you have something that has more dimension. And like I said, from up close, not looking quite the same as far away, but definitely a great way of adding some dimension. Now you could do the reverse. You could do that it's darker from the edges and then goes in lighter, right? So play around with some of the color combinations, you know, see what blends you have and what looks good with the colors that you have, right? This might look very different if I had other greens or other yellows. I only have one yellow, right? So, or maybe you have a cherry cobbler, or not a cherry cobbler, what was I thinking? Maybe you have a Cajun craze, right? Adding that to them, or a crushed curry, that might look really nice, like some of that sort of darker orange. So, you know, play around with the colors that you have. So for this card, I've got a Mossy Meadow and then a piece of the cactus paper. So this is also the paper that I used in one of the other cards to make other shaped cactus, because I liked the the X's on it. It made me think of like some of the cactus, the tall cactus. So don't get rid of your scraps, because you can make some other cool cacti with it. Cacti, yes. So we'll put that like that. And then this is from a crate die that I have that I really enjoy, and I use it for different things. I've used this one with our apple one when we did the apples in it and the pumpkins and stuff like that. So I thought I would pull it out to see what it was like with the succulents. I think they'll look nice. And then I had the twine, which I thought would be kind of neat, like a jute look kind of idea. I don't have anything to put behind it, but I think the paper behind it will be okay peeking through. So I'm going to attempt to get this on fairly snug and then do my bow, because I cannot seem to do a bow otherwise. I seem to be having finger dexterity issues these days. There we go. There. So we'll just trim that. And I think I'm going to leave it down flush and then pop up this one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Probably should have used white glue. It probably would have been a lot easier. but I've committed now. So now I've got to see, because I want it to be somewhat balanced from the top to the bottom. And what do I want sticking up and what do I want down? I think I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to put my box about there. And then I'm going to pop this one up, and then we have our extra flower. I can always make an extra one if we need to, because I feel like it doesn't quite cover the whole width of the box. So I had punched out a few more just so that I had a few extras to fill in if I needed it. So we might do that. And there we go. So I'm going to probably tuck this one in underneath, kind of like that. Yeah, there we go. I think that should be fine. I don't think we need the other one. Yeah, I think that should be fine. There we go. All right, so there's our first card. And like I said, play around with your blends and see what combinations you really like. All right, so for the last card for this evening, like I said, I only have 2 cards this evening because, well, I just only have 2 cards this evening. We are using, again, the really pretty flower. I'm not sure what the flowers from cactuses, if they have special names or not. I don't know. So this is Highland Heather. And this fold is just a standard fold like that. And then you fold that in half. That's it, that's all. Really simple. So for this design, I'm using a full sheet of the designer series paper for the inside. And what we're going to write our sentiment on is the circle cutout here. So like that. And I mean, you could put a different design on the other panel. I've seen lots of people do it with the coordinating pieces, but I'm going to leave it the same. So then this is going to go on here, and this is going to go on the inside, and that's what I'm going to write my sentiment on. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this on first and then do up all of my bits here. And I was going to stamp, it has the nice thanks here, they're really pretty font. So let's do that first and then we'll glue it down. And I think I'm going to do it up near the top because I can already tell with my cacti that I'm going to have some height. So I'm going to put my thanks up near the top here. Like that. Now I did move it down ever so slightly because I thought I can add some flowers sort of up near the top there. So I'm going to put some adhesive along the edge and I'm going to kind of center it like so. And then this piece on the inside, I can do the same thing. I can line it up with this one and then press it down. So then it's lined up like that. See? All right, now we can start building. I'm going to put my scissors on to sort of hold, maybe not, hold my paper down so that it doesn't fold up and flip everything off. So I have all my purple flowers. I've got my cacti cut out. Some with the purple, some with the splash of, we could cut this one and add that one to it as well. Or we can put some more flowers. I feel like there's enough purple flowers. All right, let's put this one on first, so we have an idea of where it's going. I like that there. And I kind of like this longer one here, and I do kind of like that one there too. So let's put these on. Like that. Now this one I might trim because I don't want it to go too much lower than this one over here. So I think I'm going to trim this one here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So that when I put this one on, it's a bit more lined up with that one there. Or sorry, I meant to do this one. Yes, okay. So put a bit of glue on this one. Like that. This one I'm going to pop up. Whoops. And then we're just going to have fun with layering with this one. Use up some of the pieces that I got cut up left over. I think I'll stay away from the purple because there's a lot of purple in this one. I think I'll use more of the coral. Although I might have used it in one of the other cards, the ones that I had cut up. So that's okay. So I'm going to turn that one like that. And then this one, I'm going to trim. So remember I was saying I sort of trim up the cacti so he doesn't quite look the same. And then you got this other little guy that I can put in front. Look at that. Look at that. So good. And I'm going to put him on the side. And then this guy, I'm going to put, it's almost like he needs like a little dimensional to help get him to stand up. But I don't want him. There, like that. Oh, it's perfect. Now, we can do, I thought about doing purple, but now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like the idea of that splash of coral. So let's get out those. I love how when you're creating, you can start off in one direction and then go into a different direction. It's so much fun. Right, so we can put that guy there. We can put one there. Maybe one of these guys. That seems a bit big. Maybe this guy. I'll stick with the paper one for here. We'll do glue. I haven't tried glue on the felt. Has anyone ever tried glue on the felt? I'm not sure if the glue does better or the glue dots do better. I don't know. Anyone tried glue dots with felt versus glue? Which one do you think works better? Now it's got a gluey glue dot. All right. We'll put on a few more. And then I think we're good. I'm going to put one up here. Oops. Yeah, there we go. There. Perfect. So there we go. Only 2 cards tonight. But that is okay. There. Cards like this are a great way to use up pieces that you have kicking around. So there you go. So we can use up our pieces. We can play with different colors and combinations and all around just get in our craft room and have some fun. So thank you so very, very much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Which one do you like better, Marianne? The cactus or the succulents? They're a good match. And I think with the dyes, with the succulents, there's so much more you can do with it. And the dyes for the cactus, I think I found a good solution with the paper so that you don't really have to. But it is a lot of fun. Yeah. So thank you so very, very much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Please, please, please stay safe. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.